Okay children, now we'll move to the altitude. Now what is altitude? Now altitude is known as also height. Height or altitude both are same. Now when a triangle is given, we want to find out its height, then we should know what is its height and how you can find that height, that I'll explain you. First we should know the term what is altitude. Now altitude or height in a triangle, it is a segment which is always drawn perpendicular to one side to the vertex of the opposite side, or you can say a perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the opposite side is known as a altitude or height of that triangle. So according to definition, it is in a triangle a segment drawn through a vertex perpendicular to the opposite side is called the altitude or the height of the triangle. Now look at this figure. In this figure they have given like D, E, F. So these are the three vertex or vertices of the triangle, and you can observe that from this vertex D a perpendicular is drawn to the side, opposite side is EF. And why it is perpendicular? Because it forms a 90 degree. So a segment which forms a 90 degree angle and from a vertex to the opposite side, it is known as a height or a altitude of that triangle. Now this altitude you can write DM. There is a sign for perpendicular. Is perpendicular to EF. Now what is this? Segment EF is what? EF is opposite to angle D, right? So according to the definition, this is the segment DM and DM is perpendicular to EF, that is opposite side. So this is known as a height or altitude. You can mark this as the height of the triangle. Now there are three sides of a triangle, so this altitude can be drawn. Now how it is shown in this figure. Suppose this is another triangle PQR. See here, this is a segment PG. Here G is the name given. This PG is perpendicular to QR, right? So this is the altitude of this. If this is from side QR, now if I consider this side PQ and then I'll draw a perpendicular segment from PQ to the opposite vertex. Again it satisfies this definition. So this is also known as altitude of a triangle. If the triangle I am taking this base, then this is the height, right? If the third side will consider PR. Now PR is the third side of this triangle. If I draw, the opposite angle is Q. Now from Q to I, if I am drawing a segment which is perpendicular to this opposite side, then this is also known as altitude, right? So for one triangle, three altitude can be drawn from the three sides. The only condition is what? It should pass through one vertex to the opposite side and it should always be perpendicular. Then only that segment is known as a altitude or height of a triangle. Now what you observe over here? Here you can see this, all these altitude are passing through the same point. And this point K is a point of intersection of these three segments. So this K is common to all the segment. Why it is common? Because this point lies on PG, this point lies on QI, this point lies on HR, right? And we can observe that they have a common point, that is K. Now K is what? It is a common point which lie on all the three segments. So as I have explained you earlier, a point from which more than two lines passes, not two, more than two line passes, that is known as concurrent lines, and that point which is common is known as the point of concurrence. So the three altitude intersect at a common point K, right? Therefore, thus K is the point of concurrence. Why? Because it is common to all the segment, all the three altitudes, right? Now, what you have observed that the three altitude of any triangle are always concurrent. Now, if you are asked to write or name the altitude, now in triangle how you will write? In triangle DEF, DM is what? DM is altitude or height, right? Now the second triangle which I have given you the example, in triangle PQR, there are three altitude which we have drawn. So first we will talk about the side opposite to P. So the first altitude is what? So here PG is perpendicular to QR. So PG is altitude first, right? The second altitude is to the second side here. Angle Q is opposite to side PR. So here this is the segment which is perpendicular to the opposite side. So QI is the another altitude. And the third altitude is HR. Why? Because this is the vertex and opposite side is PQ and this HR is perpendicular to the opposite side. So HR is the third altitude, right? Now all this altitude we have seen, they intersect at one point, right? So that point is common to all the altitude. So the point K is over here. As it is common to all the altitude, so it is known as a point of concurrence, and the three altitude of any triangle are concurrent. Why? Because from a single point there are more than two segments passing it. So now it is clear what is a height. Height is known as altitude and it is always perpendicular to the opposite side. It passes through a vertex to the opposite side and it should be perpendicular, and that is known as a height of a triangle or altitude. Now let's move to the angle bisector. Okay children, let's move to the angle bisector. Now the terms which are clear related to a triangle is altitude, sides of a triangle, angles of the triangle, and now the angle bisectors. Now this is angle bisector means when any angle given, suppose this is an angle which is given, and what is angle? As I have explained you, it is union of two rays. Suppose this angle is of 60 degree, right? Now if I draw a ray from the same end point, suppose this is A, OA is one ray, OB is the second ray, and OC I am drawing through the same vertex, right? In such a way that it bisects this angle 60 into exact two half. That is, this will be 30 degree, now this will be 30 degree. So this ray OC which divides this given angle AOB. Now how you write? Angle AOB is equal to 60 degree. It is given. Now I am drawing a ray OC from the same endpoint between these two, and this divides this angle in exact two half. It bisect. The word bisect means exactly dividing into two half. So what I'll get? I'll get now two more angles. AOC I am getting and COB. Now what will be this angle? Angle AOC, after drawing this ray, it is dividing the 60 angle into half. So this will be 30 degree. And angle COB, again this is also of 30 degree, right? So this OC bisects the angle of AOC. So as you have seen this angle is of 60. And when I draw a ray OC, it divides into two equal angles. So that is known as, OC is known as angle bisector ray. So ray OC is angle bisector. Right? So now this term angle bisector is clear, right? A ray which divides the given angle into two halves. So that is known as angle bisector. In this example I have shown you with OC. OC is the ray which divides this 60 angle, given 60 angle into exact two halves. So OC ray is called a angle bisector. Now in this triangle ABC is given over here. Triangle ABC. Now in triangle also we can draw angle bisector, as there are three triangle, in a triangle there are three angles present. So here angle A is there, angle B is there, angle C is there. Suppose if I draw any ray from here, so it is exactly in the middle, it divides. Suppose it is a equilateral triangle, again it is of 60 degree, so it will divide into 30 and 30. So BD, so BD, I'll name it D, is angle bisector of angle B. So angle bisector is BD, right? Now same thing I can do with the angle A also. If I'll draw a ray which bisect this angle A to the opposite side, let it be E. So then angle E is bisected by which ray? AE. So AE is the angle bisector of this, right? This vertex. Now again if C, I'll draw another ray from here which bisect this given angle, then here suppose it is F. So here angle B and angle A, and here angle C. For angle C, which is the ray which bisect that angle? The ray is CF. Right? Now, so what we find that in a triangle there can be three angle bisector rays. Here in this example I have shown you AE is the angle bisector which divide this angle A into two equal angles. Then BD is a ray which divide the angle B into two equal degree, right? So BD is a ray which divide this angle. So it is a angle bisector of angle B. Same way CF is another ray which divide this angle C into two equal half. So CF is also known as angle bisector. Now we'll move to the example which is given in your textbook. They have given here triangle KLM. Now what you observe in this triangle, see, as I've explained you, there are three angle bisector. As this vertex, there is a K vertex, one angle is KLM. So ray KP is the bisector of angle LKM. So here L is in the middle, so angle L is bisected into two equal half, right? So KP is the ray which bisect the angle K. Now next, here it is given LQ. LQ is the ray which bisect the angle L, as L is in the middle, so I am talking about angle L. So this is the angle bisector, as it divides which ray LQ is the bisector of angle L, right? As it divides this L angle into two equal degree angles. Now the third angle is M, and here you can see MR is another ray which bisect the angle M. So here it gives you two equal angles. So therefore MR is the ray which divide this angle. So this is a ray known as angle bisector of angle M. So you can see this, and this is the way you have to write in your notebook when they will ask you which is the ray or which is the bisector of the angle. These angles you can write in 1 letter or 3 letter. In 1 letter if you have to write, then you can write angle L. I am talking about angle L over here. Here you can write angle K, because the angle K is divided by ray KP, and here angle MR divide M. So here it will come KML, sorry. So KML. Why? Because I am talking about M. So angle M. So, right? So these are the 3 angles which are bisected by ray KP, LQ and MR. Now what we find, the other thing, all these rays are passing through the same point. So this I you can see, I is a common point which lies on all the angle bisector rays. So the 3 angle bisector of a triangle are concurrent. Why they are concurrent? Because they passes through the same point. They have one point in common through which they passes. So therefore point I. What is point I? Point I is a concurrent point of concurrence. Is a point of concurrence. Now what do you mean by point of concurrence? As you know, a point through which more than 2 lines passes is known as point of concurrence. So this was, I was talking about angle bisector. As a triangle have 3 sides, 3 angles, and we can see that there are 3 angle bisectors. We can draw 3 angle bisector because that 3 angle we can divide by a ray into equal half. So the ray which divide the angle into 2 equal half, that is known as a angle bisector. Now let's move to the perpendicular. How to draw a perpendicular to a triangle or to the side of a triangle.
Choose the right kindergarten, a right bag, and matching bottle to go with. The right school, the right friends. Choose the right subjects and score well. Be an expert in all. The right teacher, and make sure that they like you. Choose the right timing, the right bus, and take a cab if getting late. The right train, and don't stand near the gates. Mind the pockets. Better get into ladies' compartment, and make sure your mustache hasn't started coming. Choose the right study time and forget games. IPL, IHL, rock and metal, guitar, axe. The right group, and be a model to your brother. Seriously. Choose the right syllabus, the right test paper. Keep guessing questions for exams. Choose the right branch, the right college, the right stream. Choose the right career. Lucky to have a father's business to take care of and a father to allow that. The right counselor, the right form, and make sure the project is submitted on time. Choose the right website and rely on your friends for more information. Oblivious of the sites they have been to, there is no end to your woes. Getting better with every step you climb up the ladder. The summer vacation shorter, the bucket list bigger, the night darker, the books heavier. The only light you have is your friends ahead of you. Probably he is right. Ever thought how he got the direction? No more spending your energy and money on coaching classes. No more missing classes for rain, rally, and nonsense. Get your interest back in subjects through our creative ways of teaching. Doubts, concepts, applications, all explained through one vibrant animation. Subjects covered by multiple teachers with repeat telecasts. Special programs only for basic foundation and paper analysis. Personality development. career counseling, admissions, hobbies, all covered. A new approach to study with long-term perspective. So sit back comfortably in your homes and watch Study Spectrum TV channel.
Okay children, now we'll move to the perpendicular bisector of a triangle. As you know the term bisector means dividing into two equal halves. Now when I say about perpendicular bisector of a triangle, that means we are dividing the sides in half, two equal half. But here as a perpendicular bisector, that means that segment should form a 90-degree angle to that side from where it is drawn. So now look at this example. In this triangle ABC is given. Now you can see this line L. Line L is perpendicular to side AB. That is, you can write segment AB. Right? That means this line divide into two equal half. That is, here the X point is given where it intersect the line BC. So this is equal. Now XE is equal to XB. Why? Because this line L, it divides this side into two equal half. That is the reason it is known as bisector. And as it is perpendicular, that means it forms a 90-degree angle over here. So it is known as perpendicular bisector of this side. Now same way to the side BC. What is here? Line L. M. Line M is perpendicular to segment BC. Now this segment is BC and it intersects over Y here. So Y is the point where it forms a 90-degree angle. So this line M is a perpendicular bisector of BC as it divides into two equal halves. That means BY is equal to YC. The distance of both are same. Same way over here, the third side AC. Here the line N is perpendicular to segment AC, which is the third side. And here also, as it is a bisector, that means it divides here into two equal halves. That is A. Here the point is given Z of intersection. So AZ is equal to ZC. Right? That is the reason it is known as bisector, as it forms a 90-degree angle to this side. So that it is known as perpendicular bisector of this side. So now what you can observe that here there are three perpendicular bisectors. As there are three sides, we can draw three perpendicular bisectors, and all these three bisectors, they passes through this point, that is D point. So what you can say, when more than two lines or rays or segments passes through one point, that is known as these lines, line L, M and N. These lines are known as concurrent line as they passes through one point which is common to all these lines. And this point which is common, that point is known as point of concurrence, and the point of concurrence over here is D. So what is perpendicular bisector? As there are three sides of a triangle, so a line which divides the side into two equal half and which is also perpendicular to that side is known as perpendicular bisector. Right? Now what is median? Now the median means a line drawn from, or a segment drawn from one vertex to the opposite side at the midpoint of it. It should touch the midpoint of the opposite side. So that is known as median. So the line segment joining the vertex of a triangle to the midpoint. This is necessary. When it touches the midpoint of its opposite side, it's called a median of that triangle. Now you can observe over here in triangle. I can write in triangle what? LMN. LMN. So how many angles are there? There are 3 angles. How many vertices is there? 3 vertices. Now observe here, from L a segment is drawn to the opposite side, and this is the midpoint. You can say midpoint is given. P is midpoint of what? Midpoint of MN. Right? Then R is midpoint of, it is given the midpoint of side LN. Right? And then there is third point Q, which is midpoint of the third side of the triangle, and that side is what? LN. So 3 midpoints are given, that is P, R, Q, and the segment which joins LP. L is the opposite vertex to MN side. So from the opposite vertex, it joins to the midpoint, right? So this LP is known as the median. LP is median, right? Now here in the second side again we see, from the vertex N, the segment is drawn to the midpoint of this. These are the midpoints. So NR is the second median. It's also median. Then the third side also, you see the midpoint is Q, and this segment is drawn from Q or from M to Q, that is opposite vertex to this side LN, and it joins at the midpoint. So this is known as LMQ, is also a median, is median. So this is the third median. So what you can observe, that a triangle, as it has 3 perpendicular bisector, same way a triangle is having 3 sides, so it has 3 median, right? Now median, you can observe in this figure that all the 3 medians are passing through the point G. So this G is the point of concurrence, and this is known as point of concurrence. Why? Because all the 3 median passes through it, and as you know, a segment or a line more than 2 passes through a point is known as concurrent lines or concurrent segment. So here the 3 medians are concurrent, and the point of concurrence is G over here. So what is median? Medians, once again I'll repeat that, the line segment joining the vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of its opposite side is called a median of the triangle. We have observed that here there is a triangle, 3 vertex are there, 3 sides are there, and 3 sides are given, the 3 midpoints are given, P, R, Q, and from here, that is a L is opposite to LM. From here I have drawn to the midpoint of this LP. So this is the first median, and here from this vertex I have drawn to the opposite midpoint, that is NR, second median, and here MQ is the third median, which is drawn from this vertex to this LN, to the midpoint of the LN side. So 3 medians are there, and all the 3 median passes through a point G, which is common, that means which lies on all the medians. So that point is known as point of concurrence, that is G, and all the 3 median are concurrent. So you know that angle we get, all the 3 median are concurrent, all the perpendiculars bisector are concurrent, and they meet at a point or passes through the point. That point is known as point of concurrence. Now let's do the exercise.